guest this morning on the Plaza is the writer-director Layon Gray, and he is accompanied by two actors from his current play, Black Angels Over Tuskegee. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for coming. Okay, this is a big thing, right? Big thing.
Yes, it is.
We heard about Tuskegee, but what are Black Angels Over Tuskegee? And
Black Angels Over Tuskegee is the story of the Tuskegee Airmen. For those who don't know, the first black aviators of World War II. We're fortunate, we've been blessed to meet a lot of the original Tuskegee Airmen who put their stamp on the play, and we're excited to be here in Delaware to present it.
Excellent.
what was that like, just meeting those gentlemen?
Oh man, it was all.
I'm sorry, please, your name.
David.
Please. I'm sorry.
I'm David Roberts. I'm one of the main characters in the play. I play the role of Abraham Dorsey, and we've met a number of the Tuskegee Airmen. It was just wonderful. They've been inspired just as well as we have.
In Detroit, we did the show in Detroit, and a gentleman walked up to us after the show, saluted us.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Colonel Jefferson just passed away, 100 years old. Invited us to his house. It was like a museum.
Yeah.
Did it change your life?
It changed
It
our
did.
life.
Just individual life.
We were humbled. We were humbled to be in the presence of these men.
Exactly. You know, writing the show, I didn't know too much about the Tuskegee Airmen, as most people don't. I mean, it's not in history books. So I grew up in Louisiana, and when I moved to LA, and I saw them receiving the Congressional Medal of Honor in 2007-ish. And I told my best friend, I said, you know what, I want to write a play about the Tuskegee Airmen, because there had never been a play. There was a movie in the early 90s with Lawrence Fishburne and Cuba Gooding Jr. And I said, I want to write a play. And he said, well, there's an actual Tuskegee Airman who lived right next to him. So I had an opportunity to sit with this gentleman and listen to what he spoke about. And he didn't want to talk about the medals and all the awards, which what I wanted to just speak about everything they won. He spoke about the brotherhood, his friends he lost, his family, his brothers as he called it. And that's the angle that I wanted to go and creating my play. So when you guys come to see the show, you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
Very exciting.
I'm right now. I'm kind of speechless, right? 'Cause I meet a lot of people. We meet a lot of people on here, but this right here is just history.
Right, it
It's
is.
history, man.
It's a true honor to have
It just-
you on
it
set
just-
today.
yeah.
Actually, today's a
Day.
we always
We
wow, what a
might
great
need
show
to air it
today.
here, like on the screen or something. All right.
Big deal.
So this is not your first play as a playwright.
No.
Right? And what what I want to talk about just the inspiration of it. Like it came out of where?
It just came out of watching them on television, these men in their 80s and 90s, walking up on this podium, still full of energy to finally receive the Congressional Medal of Honor, because they should have gotten it a long time ago. But you know, it's the 40s and we were dealing with Jim Crow and all those issues, they were shoved to the side. So I was just inspired to tell this story, and I didn't want to depend on the internet so much, or even books. So it was fascinating to just sit back and listen to this man talk. And it brought me to tears, just listening to him talk about his friends that he had lost and passed away.
It just gives me chills. Just imagining just being in your shoes, going through that conversation. I'm sure it gave you chills, right?
Definitely. Goosebumps.
I mean, so fortunate to have that conversation.
It was.
Through that firsthand,
Yes.
and able to tell the story now.
And I tell you what, the very first time we performed the play in front of the Tuskegee Airmen was in Vegas. It was 2008 or 9. It was the first time we were doing a show in front of the Tuskegee Airmen. They were having their national convention in Vegas. And I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my God, these men are gonna like this play. I had all these doubts going. So when the curtain dropped at the end of the show, it was total silence. I was like, oh no. Then all of a sudden there was a roar of applause. We walked out, they were on their feet, they were crying, their wives were crying. And the show has received, great reviews wherever we've went. But I always tell people, the best review I've always got about the play was from an original Tuskegee Airman. And he told me, he said, out of all the films and books that were written about them, this play finally got it right.
Right, and I'm sure that to you, right?
It still touches me
Right,
to this very day.
because you wanted to make sure that you painted that picture accurately. It was
Exactly.
important, and
Yes.
and I'm sure the pressure was on because you wanted to make sure
yes.
you nailed it the first try.
Definitely.
I'm sure that was just relief that
Oh
you did
yeah,
that.
yeah. We celebrated that.
I bet you did.
That's
I bet you did. And I was going to ask you, what were the critics saying about about that? What did the media critics? What did they say about it?
Oh, they all loved it because we, like I said, we're not. It's just not a history lesson when you're coming to see the play. You learn history while being educated. So we kind of weave you through those moments, and the critics really like that. You know, where some shows just strictly talk about just the history, the awards, and what they've done. We peel the layers back and we talk about these individual men who came from all different parts of the country and became a family.
Right.
And the New York Times has us listed, well, we were running off Broadway as one of the must-see shows in the city. So
That's
It's definitely a moment in edutainment, as I like to say. It's not just entertainment, it's definitely a moment of education, and it's well mixed in both.
right. Thaddeus, why don't you share with our viewers a little bit about your background? Please, I always like to give our viewers more
Absolutely,
background and what made you get into.
yeah, well, one of
acting
the
and
things
theater.
that made me connected to this, I was an Army kid. So I grew up on Army bases all over the world. And so military is near and dear to my heart, you know. Dad is a Vietnam vet, 2 tours. And so this show in particular, I had kind of taken a break from acting. I was just a little done with it. Life had kind of, hit me kind of hard. And one of my friends in LA was in this show. And he came to a festival, and I was like, I'm gonna try to catch you there, but I wasn't able. And he said, don't worry, we're coming to New York. I'm like, all right, come on. And he came and stayed with me. And he said, I got somebody else, because we're transitioning. And it was this guy, and just them in the house, the love came back organically, and I went to see the show. And I was amazed because, New York, we're kind of snobs. We're like, LA doesn't do theater.
Right.
That's true, right?
They came in and I was like, oh my God, it was amazing. It was amazing. And I was just, and before I know it, now knowing this guy, he kicked me in the show when some of those guys transitioned out. And it's been love ever since.
Now, what's your role on the show?
I'm gonna keep it ambiguous, so you gotta come and see.
I'm coming, bro.
I call young man, and there's a reason
job.
for the ambiguity.
Okay.
But I kind of narrate the show and I bring it all together, and I'm the storyteller. But there's a reason why it's ambiguous.
No, I understand.
That makes sense. I was on the website and I was researching the cast members of the show, and I was looking through, and I'm like, oh, this one's not listed. Oh my God. But they were right, so I get that. Now you really have to go, and I like that. It can just bring you in a little bit.
Right.
Brilliant.
Right, there you go. Now,
About you,
yes,
Dave.
Dave.
Yes, I play the role of Abraham Dorsey. I play the older brother to this gentleman right here, and we're one of the 6 cadets that are being hopefuls to volunteer in the civilian pilot training program.
What other productions have you guys been a part of? Because you guys like seasoned. You guys, I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, I didn't see these guys somewhere.
He's not gonna toot his horn, but we
Right,
should
no,
toot his horn.
yeah, we need to. I looked you up
It's
as
almost
well,
like a
Layon.
company.
Big deal.
Yeah, so this is our live theater Jones we get with this gentleman here, and he's just prolific beyond imagination. I mean, we've watched him just go and redo a script in like a week.
Wow.
He's very amazing like that. And then on the other side of in front of the camera, we've done TV shows, Orange is the New Black, both of us,
Blue Bloods.
FBI, all of, pretty much all of
They
them.
work.
I'll be on White House Plumbers, which is going to be an HBO show coming out like next year. So,
And I was in the first season of Harlem. That was on Amazon Prime, so definitely check that out.
Nice.
We're working hard.
Wow, working hard.
Najee did it again.
And this is the beauty again of this gentleman is like he gives us the flexibility to go, but this is always home.
Yes. Yeah. Any wishes for to make this a movie?
Yes.
Because I do have the network here. This is my network.
Do you know him?
This is exactly how it starts.
But you know what? I've transitioned a lot of my plays into film. So we were all set with this show to transition to movie. Then Red Tails came out. Yeah, so I had to table it back, pull it back a little bit. But now,
Web series?
You know what? Yeah.
Web series.
Web
Come on.
series. Yeah. That's
I
true.
can air in any state that got Comcast.
Uh-oh.
Just saying.
There it is.
He's the plug.
I'm just saying. I'm just doing a nice little web series. Black Angels Over Tuskegee. You know what I mean? See you next week. Boom.
Because it's a journey, you know. It's not just about the men. We're talking about their families.
Yeah,
and
right. Yeah.
Like I also act in it, and I speak a lot about my girlfriend, my fiance, who's pregnant. That I left to go and fight for a country at that time who considered us less. So it's a lot of stuff that was going on. So a series, peel back, touching all that, you know.
We find sponsors.
Yeah.
Keep people working. I can see we enter 8th season. I'm just saying, bro. 8th season.
Coming out of Wilmington, Delaware.
Look, I'm saying.
Yeah, all these seeds, right?
We might need to go to lunch. All right. So, look, guys, look, you guys are freaking awesome.
Yes,
What's
thank
next?
you.
What else can we expect from you three?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming up. I have a show I'm taking to Pittsburgh. Actually, these guys will have no rest because once we leave Delaware, we're going to rehearsal for my play that's going to Pittsburgh called Searching for Willie Lynch. It's about the Willie Lynch letter, you know. So, yeah, so we're doing that. And then immediately after that, we go into rehearsals to begin my play about Bass Reeves, the first black U.S. Deputy Marshal in America, off Broadway in New York City. So it's a busy end of the year.
How long have you been writing?
Professionally, I say professionally, like getting paid, since 2004.
Okay.
But I always wrote as a kid. You know, I always tell people I used to write little stories for my mother about Winnie the Pooh when I was a little kid, you know, and she used to give me encouragement, you know, keep writing. So I've been writing forever, telling stories. You know, I'm a storyteller. I love to just bring in unique stories, especially African-American stories that people don't know about. I wrote a play, which I've transitioned into a film, about females who played in the Negro Leagues. A lot of people didn't know there were women who played in the Negro Leagues. So I wrote a story about that, and we're looking to go into production with that film 24.
Okay.
So we're excited about that.
I'm excited for you all.
Yes.
And this is my last question before we got to wrap it up. What do you want the audience to take away from this show?
You know, I mean, we did a show yesterday, and there were people leaving in tears, you know, and one gentleman, he was just like, it was like church. He's like, I left inspired, you know, and then on Friday we had an airwoman that was there, 99 years old.
99 years old, yeah.
Wow.
In the audience. So just because these men predated Dr. King.
Right.
You know, so they were the inspiration for the civil rights movement. So I want people to understand that these are the living, some of them still living, breathing heroes. Forget about Iron Man, forget about Superman. These are the real superheroes that created this country. Wilmington, the beautiful city that we're able to walk down the streets without a care in the world here. These are the men that paved the way for that. So I definitely want them to take that away.
And we salute all of you and the cast members for preserving that history and painting that picture to continue to tell the world of these great men and women.
That's right.
And the history that is very, very important for us to learn and know about. So thank you.
Thank you.
For paving the way, but also telling the story, because I think it's important. And I wish you lots of luck and break a leg, right? As we say in theater, right? Break a leg, and please come back.
Yes.
Come back and update us.
Even if it's Zoom, I don't see you.
Let's say one last thing.
Let's talk about where to before we get out of here.
One last thing. You mentioned East Side Charter. We're performing for them in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
What morning?
Tomorrow morning at 8:55. So
Amazing.
we're
I'ma do
performing
this.
for the kids. Yes.
This is your community camera right here, right? Everyone watches this, from the governor to Lisa, Congresswoman upstairs.
Yeah.
They watch us. So just go ahead and give your 30-second invite.
All right. So we love performing for students. Tomorrow, October 18th, we're performing at East Side Charter for all the students there. We have about, they say about 2,000 more students coming to Delaware Theater Company to see the show. So please come out and support the show. We're every Wednesday through Sunday at Delaware Theater Company. go to the website, www.delawaretheater.org, get your tickets. You will be inspired, you will be motivated, so please come and share the stage with us. Thank
See you there.
I am definitely, we're going. We're going. We're going.
This is amazing.
You see, that's why Vincenzo's is coming to the barbecue.
Right?
He's coming to the barbecue. We might let him make the macaroni.
Thank you.
Are we closing up from here? Are we closing from here? Okay, they looking at me like they mad. They let another one over time. Yes. Website where they can check your stuff out.
www.layongray.com or www.blackangelsovertuskegee.com.
That'll work. What's up, everyone? It's your main man, Big Ob, the talk of the town, Mr. DETVCH.com, and I'm here with my wonderful and amazing co-host,
Vincenza.
We just stopped by to tell you to be sure, if you want any information on what's going on in Wilmington and to meet some dynamic people doing some amazing and great things, be sure to watch us live on Good Morning Wilmington on Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m.
Oh, Ivan, 10 a.m.
Which he said, 10 a.m.
Listen to me. That's why he has me here. But yes, tune in live, 10 a.m. Monday and Wednesday on Good Morning Wilmington.
DETVCH.com.